Hey folks, welcome back to Final Fantasy X-2 on the Mysterious JG, and man am I relieved to see what I'm seeing right now. I'm actually in the middle of watching something. I had the laptop going. It's actually watching a WWE special, pay-per-view type thing, and while on my main TV I was just doing the damn Chocobo game, waiting for this thing to show up, and it finally freaking showed up. And I'm like, just very relieved, because I spent a lot of time today while watching, it's Sunday, so I had the day off, and I watched, I got caught up from start of All Dragon's Xenogears 3 Let's Play up to the end of the video where he just spends 2 hours reading the informational text stuff they have, like the glossary of characters and whatnot. And during it, I would feed chocobos, I would send chocobos out, then I would go to the creature creator game and play through the highest level cup that I have access to at the present, and do that twice to have 8 battles and get some loots, and then come back and check. And it was getting crazy how long it took. And I shouldn't say I actually was off-screening the whole time, because somebody might go back and actually check and see how long the Xenosaga 3 LP is. But in fact, no, like for a chunk of that I was doing it, and for another chunk of that I was just watching it, and blah blah blah. But yeah, no, I spent a lot of time off-screening. I was getting a little worried about how long it was going to freaking take. Choco Runner 2 ran away. I'm a little surprised. But you know what? I don't care. This is the last thing that we needed them for. Was to win that. Because, I don't care about feeding Chocobos anymore. I don't care about Chocobos at all anymore. We're done with the Chocobos. We've used the Chocobos to fulfill our needs. And now the Chocobos no longer matter. How truly screwed up. But that was that. We already got one garment grid from the Chocobos. There is another one that we'd already gotten. Oh, by the way, I captured Chalk and is using Chalk in the creature creator. That might be a. No, I was gonna say it would be fun to showcase that, but in fact, we got something else we need to get done in this video, which is why we're gonna set Chalk aside and set the YRP back up. And I also got Conjurer. And I found out there's a glitch and the game crashes every time I try to dismiss Boris to make room for more characters. So, in fact, no. Damn it. That was your fault somehow, Riku. Yeah, the game is actually glitched, and it's gonna be a problem later. Got an Elder Drake too. I was playing around with the creature creator game, capturing creatures, but no, it appears to be kind of broken, and we could be shit out of luck. In the meantime, the most common thing I've got are crystal bangles, so that's what I give to any creature when I'm trying to figure out what to do with their inventory slots if I'm not planning to get rid of them. I know there's a way to just remove, but I can't remember what that is. I know there's a way to strip them of all accessories, but I can't figure out what it is, so. Anyway, what we're actually going to do in this video is deal with the super bosses at the bottom of the Via Infinito. And, I think we can probably deal with both of them in one video, because of a little tactic we're going to use on the first one. And I'll feel just a little bad about using this tactic, but at the same time, we have opportunities to go back and... Why am I giving it away? I found out you can fight the first of these 2 bosses more than once, so if anybody really objects to the way that we deal with it the first time around, we can go back and redo it. But the second battle against this boss is... the second boss battle is going to be pretty much a straight up nasty fight. So There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The only way to kind of cheese it a little is with catnip, and even that, you still have to, like in the original Final Fantasy X-2, you could use the catnip accessory and intentionally set your characters to set a character using catnip as a gunner and have them in critical status at the beginning of the battle. I can just pound away and do 9999 damage per hit. They've taken that away. Desert is safe in the character, so it looking great. But even then, it's possible to lose that fight. It's quite possible. So why? I said we're done with the chocobos, right? Well, we got 2 dress spheres out of them, or garment grids, and now we're gonna get another one. Because after digging around, didn't bother to record it. Don't know why. I felt like I really needed to show the you scored the mounted assault garment grid because I've been trying for it so long. But I was also in a different batch of off-screening, finally scored the desert key. And I didn't feel the need to capture that moment because it was just a treasure chest out in that chocobo digging game. But now we scored the Horn of Plenty garment grid. So we got High Roads Winds, I guess we got previously. I don't remember. Mounted Assault we just got. You equip it, you get First Strike, and if you go through, you can get Auto Haste. It's not bad. Not bad. And we just got, what was it called? I'll know it when I see it. It was something to do with I'm thinking Cornucopia. No, that's not what it was actually called. Horn of Plenty. Yeah, and Abigail and Gillionaire. Well, so, you know, that would be useful to you if you were trying to save up some monies. And we'll do a quick change of the garment grids, because actually something came up in my playing around. I worked really hard to make sure that we got episode complete everywhere so that we would get the mascot dress sphere. But here's a crazy little thing that happened. When I won the highest level game tournament that I can currently access, which is the I can't use your words, the Youth League Cup. I got a mascot dress sphere for winning it. So Final Fantasy X-2, the International Edition with the Creature Creator game, gives you the chance to win a second mascot dress sphere in your first playthrough. I'm not going to use it right now. I chose these fairly carefully. I don't think we're going to steal from Trema, actually, so maybe I'll throw it there. But yeah, because if you have 2 of the same dress sphere, you can put it on the same garment grid twice. It's particularly fun if you're using a garment grid to switch to your super garment grid, like the one that only has 2 spots on it, so you can switch to your super ultimate garment grid, because you can have the same 2 garment grids on that one and never really leave it until you're ready to go to super. But we have the Lady Luck dress sphere on here, which might seem a little odd, but there's a reason. There's definitely a reason. And now we've got all the rewards you can get from the Chocobo game, because you unlock the ability to dig in the desert with Chocobos from this from the Chocobo game. You have to actually have Chocobos before you can do that. You send a Chocobo to the Baikonur Desert, and it becomes the Chocobo that you use for that game. Now, even though I've spent like 10 minutes wasting time chit-chatting, I guess no one's going to use this video as their guide. Like, I have people who actually watch. I have quite a few more videos on the what the hell is it? Penance, is it called? No. The Ultimate Super Boss of Final Fantasy X International Edition. My video where I fought it has a lot more views than my other videos in that LP, and occasionally features comments from people who clearly didn't watch the rest of the LP and are annoyed that I'm talking instead of just showing off a fight with this boss. And there's a risk of the same thing happening here as we go to fight the ultimate foe from this game, but hey, it's not. The Creature Creator game of International Edition has added an even tougher super boss. So this sequence of super bosses is no longer the be-all end-all of Final Fantasy X-2, although it was when I played on PS2. And me chit-chatting away for 10 minutes has driven away anyone who just came to watch a battle of that boss. So let's see. Oh, you know what? We're going to have Riku start with the Lady Luck Dress Sphere. Okay. Lord Zayon. And he's busting out with magical powers. Oh, and he turned into a palette swap Ultima weapon. And he's oversold. And actually, you know, now that I think about it, we want to go ahead and scan it real quick too. But he's an Ultima weapon type, and that's why we've been running away from Ultimate Omega weapons, so that we could oversoul Paragon. And now the only thing that isn't oversold in the entire game that you can oversoul is the enemy that won't show up until we go through the endgame. An even more powerful version of what was already the greatest fiend in Spira, a more difficult fiend could not exist. Defeating it will be well nigh impossible. 210,000 hit points, 9,999 MPs. It's immune to almost everything. And it has an unusual attack pattern in that it doesn't do anything for the first few turns until you attack it. That being said, we are going to bribe this thing for, I think, 1.8 million gil. And it gives us dark matter times 30 and runs away. So that's the first of the two super bosses down. So we bribed it, and yet here it is, acting as though we've been fighting it. It's a cinematic place where it's just been in combat with us. But who is this? It's some kind of priest of Yevon with a really bad skin condition. I don't remember him looking like that in X-2 non-high def, but maybe he did.
So, you're Trema.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Yup, he's unsent.
No, I'm just old.
Why did you hide the spheres of Spira's past?
Didn't like them. There's too much sexiness.
So hopelessly entangled with their past. I had to seal away that past in order to guide them to
And then I could go live in it back when I was young.
So, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Well, what happened to everyone's spheres then?
Did you cut them off and put them in your purse?
Destroyed, turned to fireflies and scattered.
How could you?
You jerk!
To guide the youth charged with Spira's future, I provided them with a training academy.
And none of the spears said anything about how to rescue
But
Titus, so we got off my
then
case.
came the call, and before long, I realized my error.
I am Error.
In sin, Spira's youth had an enemy. Without it, they waved their swords at shadows, eager for a foe.
So I decided to bring back Sin.
Their hearts, you see, were not made of the same tempered steel as their swords.
You see?
I knew what I had to do to forge their hearts anew. Erase the past. Expunge it.
So it's like 1984, he controls history. But he's not really doing it for bad reasons, apparently.
Nostalgia makes the heart feeble. It is the heart's nemesis.
Nemesis isn't as tough as Paragon.
Who renounces everything,
Repentance.
possesses the strength to transcend anything.
That sounds like a great t-shirt slogan, old man, but I still want to know about my own past. Not yours to fuck with.
Summoner Yuna, you, too, have forsaken much of your past.
Well, Unit didn't have a lot of choice in that.
Now, show me Show me the strength.
And they start playing
that you
my
have
favorite
gained.
theme in the game, even though it's really, really short. I don't know why he wants to fight us precisely. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. That being said, he's kind of an interesting enemy. He is considered the toughest boss in the game, but in fact he's not really that bad if you know what you're doing. Well, for one thing, I have a willingness to use items against him that I wouldn't normally throw around, like Twin Stars. Reduces your MP cost to 0. And I'm going to use it on everybody as soon as I can, and I'm realizing now I should have reordered my items a little better. But Twin Stars allows Yuna to just use her healing like mad. And we don't really want to use anything on Pain just yet, because there's one that doubles max HP. Pain and Riku may not leave the mascot dress spheres, at least not for a while. But, or rather, Riku and Yuna. But Pain does have to leave that, which makes her fairly, yeah, she's gonna die a couple times as we try to take her around the horn. He's one of those bosses who throws out really dangerous attacks, when, you knock down his health past certain levels. So if you just take your time and set yourself up at the beginning, it's not too bad. Go ahead and scan him. Well, she's dead now, so didn't mean to do that. Even, yeah, maybe a little over cocky here. I'll tell you the truth, I did this off screen to make sure that I was gonna be able to handle it. Which I don't normally do that. I normally let you guys see my first battle. But actually, I was just so excited when I finally got back down here again that I wanted to go ahead and do it.
I know nothing of defeat.
Well, I guess it must not be part of your past, or I guess you forsaken your past, so you forgot what it's like to be defeated. Anyway, Trema, 999,999 hit points. Okay, game, come on. 999 MP. Founder of New Yevon, he is now a dark puppeteer, able to bend Sphere's most powerful fiends to his will. Ooh, upskirt shot of Trema. Ooh, sexy. He once operated a training academy for Sphere's youth. He was the founder. They don't mention this, and I guess that's what they mean by New Yevon. He was the founder of New Yevon, but he decided basically that it wasn't going the way he wanted it to, and he just sort of canceled it. Or he didn't cancel it, but he... Big Trema! Little Trema! Big Trema! He, I guess he just kind of lost interest in it after a while, but,
Your place.
you know, this shit is good. But they've both got MP cost of 0 and double HP. We will get the same for Pain eventually. I just need her to kind of get around that. We need her to finish circling everything so she has break HP limit. Damn it, didn't quite make it. Break HP limit's going to be very important for Pain, because once she's got it and she's back at a mascot dress sphere where she's not dying every 4 seconds, we need to basically once she's gotten it, we need to make sure she stays alive, because we don't want to lose the work that we did. And I'm not even going to use turns of Pain's healing up or using any of the items that she needs. We will go straight to Star Curtain. Damn it, which one is it? Soul Tablet? No. stamina tablet. Oh, stamina tonic is what I needed to do. I think I already did it. Maybe. Oh well, I'm being really wasteful with items because I lost track of which one does what. But if you're paying attention, you may have noticed I've doubled. I'm increasing Pain's attack power, and I'm gonna Twin Star is something that will definitely wear off. And I'm increasing Pain's attack power, and I also took out damage limit. And I'm also setting her up so that, like everyone else, MP doesn't cost anything to use any skill. Because, damn, he just stripped off. He like destroyed some positive status boon that. Did he get rid of haste, or did it just wear off on its own exactly as I was looking at the status screens? See, now with Twin Stars, which you can get more of those by fighting Megaton berries, so they don't make them easy to come by exactly. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to kill his magic points, because I don't know that he doesn't need them to cast his most powerful attacks, but Demi is irritating. Because the more hit points you have, the more it does. And what his different attacks do, it's hard to... Well, he's killing our magic points, but everyone's used Twin Stars. So, the problem with Twin Stars is if you die and are brought back, the effect is gone. So once you start messing with Twin Stars, you just need to make really sure that your character's going to stay alive. So I'll go ahead and finish off his MPs before we start in on his hit points, just in the hopes that it at least affects the attacks he's allowed to do. But the really important thing is to make sure that Pain never dies. Might have been wise to give her the, it's just possible I should have given her the adamantite that I gave to Yuna, but I'm used to being able to rely on Yuna staying alive as like a strategy. But anyway, what I'm doing now would never really work if I wasn't willing to actually use items that I would normally be really hesitant to waste. But he's like the game's ultimate super boss, not counting the enemies from the creature creator game that I don't even know if I can be bothered to unlock that. It's a lot of work to even get to those enemies. He's out of MPs now. So now, one thing you can do to be really conservative is to put a character into the fighter dress sphere, because they will heal, or they can do defend, which means even against this guy's offense, nothing's going to do more than like 1 hit point of damage. So it's not unwise to do that, because right now he's at his weakest. We haven't taken any hit points off of him, so he's not doing his most damaging attack. So you can still see he's already like shredded our MP, and he's doing quite a few damage per attack. He's doing a lot of damage per attack, and he attacks constantly. So Yuna is very difficult to defeat with physical attacks, but he's still trying. Just for fun, I decided to make her try to do something, but no. Riku's pretty much there in this battle to deal with emergency situations and be available to use an item, similar to how she was against Shaq. If I start getting really confident, I could try to speed this along by making Yuna travel through the different gates as well. Maybe I'll do that. It's dangerous to do that with Yuna, because it might mean wasting another Soul Spring and or Stamina Tablet and Twin Stars, but I think that might be about to happen. Nope, he didn't choose to keep attacking her. That attack isn't too bad, but he has much worse attacks that he's going to start doing once he gets weakened a bit. We don't even have him down to 3/4. Once you knock him down to 3/4, I think he has like an event attack that whoops you. Found a new Yevon. Okay, so he is out of MP though. We've confirmed that. But now Yuna can actually do, when we've got plenty of hit points and I'm feeling confident, she can throw out Moogle Beams to aid. Although they won't do as much as the Cactuar gun. Please transform Yuna. That was nice. That was probably a critical hit. 99,999 hit points. And now Riku can just use Curaga every turn on whoever has the fewest hit points. That is nice. Now, it's not doing it every time, but Pain did 99,999. She was doing 50 more often. Looks like, so it's risky, but we can use Yuna to move this along a little bit faster.
I know nothing.
Okay, well, it looks like he can go for Demi even with 0 magic points, so that it did no good whatsoever to strip away his magic points. I'm a little worried about this. Yeah, I knew this was coming though. So that's the first of his big attacks. It did not appear to be affected by shield. Maybe it was affected by shield, but yeah, if we weren't wearing like a mask, you saw how much damage that thing did. If we didn't have doubled up our hit points and weren't in the mascot costume, that's like a full party wipe attack if you're not prepared for it. So I remember when I off-screened it, and then I kind of decided it was overkill and I didn't need to. But when I off-screened it, I had Riku as a in the fighter dress sphere, using Sentinel every turn, just so that if something wiped out Yuna and Pain, like Meteor there, she would be able to survive it and use a Mega Phoenix. He does seem to be attacking Pain a lot, which kind of makes sense considering the amount of hurt and Pain's put on him. Yeah, but this guy is way more difficult than the final anything we're going to fight in the end game. So I'm afraid to switch away from the mascot dress sphere when you're in the Via Infinito. Because some of the other dress spheres, the base stats, you're just going to get wiped out by a single hit from any enemy. But as we get back to the actual end game of the mandatory dungeons of the story, I don't think we'll be using the mascot dressers. It's not necessary. There is an optional boss down there you can avoid. The only thing we haven't fought yet in the game, or run away from after watching it over so long. Against that thing, if you decide to fight it rather than solving the puzzle, maybe the mascot dress spheres might be called for. Giant stitching on Payne's costume is kind of amusing.
Release your past and tower above all.
Okay. Oh fuck! I was just thinking maybe we're getting near the time where I want Yuna to switch back to healing mode. Riku might die. I don't think anyone else... Well, you know, even Riku really survived that with a decent amount to spare. But I think it might be flung onto the... No fair! You just did crazy super attack! Riku almost died, but she survived. I guess Ultima followed immediately by Meteor is supposedly where your party tends to get wiped out. We're definitely going back to Yuna healing. I did Regenga to get everybody haste, because I think the haste had worn off. I want to slow down the attacking just to give us a chance to get healed. Or I guess not. I guess I should do exactly what I was doing. And we got one solitary dark matter. Didn't even try to steal from him. I suppose I could have done that in that early part, but I didn't. So we will get a chance to fight him if we really want to in the Fiend creature creator mode too. Never actually done it, but apparently it's there waiting to be done.
You are the Paragon of pastlessness.
The warriors of
wrong.
virtue. I'm a
Although
bitch.
I've
I'm not a
wished to be
paragon.
stronger, and I've
I'm a
wanted to
renegade.
change. I realized that losing my past would mean losing myself.
Whatever.
Tell me, High Summoner Yuna, where is the loss in that?
Well, if you lost yourself, it'd be no big loss. But if I lost myself, there'd be a stone cold hottie who was lost. So if you shut the fuck up, you scored the accessory Iron Duke. So Iron Duke is the best accessory in the game. Apparently, again, the creature creator mode, I kind of feel a little bad almost for using it. I've been using it in my off-screening to grow my characters and to be ready to showcase all this stuff. I haven't done anything that would be impossible without it. I've beaten Trema on the PS2 version of this game before. Biggest difference being that I didn't have Adamantite. Adamantite has been a huge deal in fighting, you know, these super boss battles. But, yeah, Iron Duke is the best accessory in the game. So for a minute, let's, oh, remove. There you go. Let's remove Yuna's accessories and see what her stats are. Okay. And if you equip the Iron Duke... Forged in belief, the power is but a number. So her Bushido Tome doesn't change. Well, it does raise your agility, but other than agility, which goes up by 5, Bushido Tome doesn't really change anything. So, yeah. She is almost maxed out in the mascot dress sphere. Yeah, it's the best accessory in the game, bar none. But what I was starting to say is the creature creator mode, apparently you can get, like, it becomes a prize that drops in one of the tournaments. You can have, there are strategies for beating the ultimate boss of that involve having a party of 3 characters, each of whom are equipped with 2 Iron Dukes. So, you know, Yeah. Which was originally supposed to be the most powerful accessory in the game that you could only get one per playthrough by defeating the optional super boss. But that's what we done, folks. We defeated the optional super boss. And if we are in Via Infinito, and if we drop through here, we come out here. The kindergartens can make it all the way to the bottom if we wanted to. Maybe the kindergartens could follow you in. Yeah, that might work. Did you go all the way down? Wow, not me, no way. That wasn't jerk. No way. Hey, lady unit, you go all the way down? Wow. Actually, I think that was the girl and that was the boy, but whatever. How did you get so strong, lady unit? I take a lot of horse testosterone. You wouldn't think it from my body type. So I got like 800 saves of me fucking around trying to get the damn prizes from the Chocobo breeding game, which is finally done. We do another playthrough. We don't even have to talk to Klosko if we don't want to. But now if we go to the deepest cloister ever reached, check it out. There's Paragon. So we can still fight Paragon. We're not going to do that right now, but I want to double check and make sure that we can still fight Paragon. He's no longer oversold, which is why he's actually attacking with a different pattern. I just want to see how much damage the Moogle Beam does to him. It'll probably be 9999. I don't know if it's affected by magic attack or physical, or either. Yeah, that's what I figured. Alright, so there you go, folks. We have defeated the most powerful boss in the game. We cheesed our way past to fight with this guy, but if you can beat Trema, you can beat him. Anybody really wants to see me fight Paragon here, fair and square, let me know. But we're also one oversold enemy away, which we have to fight in the endgame, from having the ultimate dress spear. So at this point, even if I was going to do more crap with the creature creator, and it would involve a lot of work to actually get to the ultimate optional bosses in the creature creator dungeon. That might be something I can work on as part of the second playthrough, which I'm planning to do, oddly enough. We have fought the toughest single boss of the original Final Fantasy X-2, and we've gotten the super accessory, and I couldn't be happier. I'm the Serious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I'm happy about that, but shit, I'm even happier that we're done with fucking Chocobos. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, next time, we will resume the plot. So that's what I'm doing. Next video, folks, we are going back to the story. And the next phase of the story is to jump into a giant hole to the afterlife, the far flame. Bye-bye.